Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to our Sunday feast class. Today is the auspicious Mother's Day, and I will be glorifying the mothers, but after the pranam prayers. So, Sutra Malik Prabhu, if you can give me the pranam prayers. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरों श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। Sutra Malik Prabhu, if you can give me my laptop on the screen. So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees, today as I said, we are going to glorify the mothers on the occasion of Mother's Day today. So I've used some images and I've used some references to texts from the Veda base. So these are being done by the permission of BBT. So I'll start with a little poem, which is by a famous English poet by the name of Lord Alfred Tennyson. And the poem is called Home They Brought Her Warrior Dead. So this is about a young girl who is married to a very handsome warrior. And he goes out on a war, and he dies in the war, and they bring back the body. So home they brought her warrior dead. She nor swooned nor uttered cry. All her maidens watching said, she must weep or she will die. So sometimes it happens that we are so much struck with grief that our emotions just get choked up. So that's exactly what happened to her, because she was so attached to her husband, and it was like, what will I do without him in my life? Life is completely dead for her as well. I know it's not a very good note to start on a Sunday feast lecture. You must be thinking that I came for the Sunday feast for some good nectar and we are talking about death. But unfortunately, that is the reality of life. And so there she is, completely dumbstruck, and her maidens are just helpless there. So then they said, okay, let's talk about the husband. Maybe that'll bring some tears to her eyes. So then they praised him soft and low, called him worthy to be loved, trusted friend and noblest foe, yet she neither spoke nor moved. Stole a maiden from her place, lightly to the warrior stepped, took the face cloth from his face, yet she neither moved nor wept. So then they, one of the girls stepped there and removed the cloth from the dead body so that she could see the face, and they thought that, now maybe she will cry. But nothing happened. Rose a nurse of 90 years, set his child upon her knee, like summer tempest came her tears, sweet my child, I live for thee. So when she sees the child, that's when she realizes, because at heart, she is a mother, right? So although when her husband died, she thought that the world had come to an end and there was no need for her to live. But when she sees the child, all the instincts inside her come out. And she says that, okay, I'm going to live, but I'm going to live for you. So that's a true mom to the core of the heart. That's what a mom is. So there we see her hugging the child. So after hearing the story, how do you feel? And there are microphones on the 3 rows there. Please use the microphone. There's going to be an interactive class. How do you feel? Anybody wants to share their feelings? Those who heard the story, some are latecomers, they might not be able to respond. That's okay. So what were the emotions that came to your mind in that? Sorry, take the microphone. People on the internet can't hear you. For those of us who are watching, those of you watching on the internet, let's give them a big Haribol on the camera on that side.
Haribol.
Haribol, and welcome to the class. Thank you for joining us.
Half pink, half blue.
Half pink, half blue. Okay, and what does that mean?
Well, I feel sad at the same time, and at the same time I feel touched by the poem.
You feel touched by it, yeah. Did anybody else feel touched by it? By the story? Did you feel a little thing? You felt, Mataji, what did you feel? There's a phone over there. It was very touchy? It was very touchy? Okay. So here's a confession coming up. Did you feel like this at all? Little bit? Some of you did, some of you didn't. Okay. So if you felt a little bit like this, then congratulations, there is a mother inside you. Okay, there's a mother inside everybody. So it doesn't matter that it doesn't mean that you have to be a female to be a mother. You can be any gender and you could still be a mom. So, happy Mother's Day to all of you, all the mothers, irrespective of the gender here. So Prabhupada actually says that the love a mother has for the child is the closest that one can get to understanding what is the love of God. In this material world, if you want to know what is love for God, which is completely selfless, ahetuki apratihata, that's what they say, right? Devotional service should be devoid of any reasons. And that's what a mother's true love for the child is. The mother doesn't expect anything in return, right? So truly like that. So mothers actually are very high on Krishna's list as well. How many mothers does Krishna have? 7. Krishna. Right? So we know that he didn't settle for one mom. He had 2 during his leelas over here, right? But she's correct as well, and we'll go over there. Right, so he has Devaki, his biological mom, and we all know that Devaki went through so much of trouble when she, gave birth to Krishna. Actually, before Krishna was born, there were so many children of hers that were killed by her brother Kamsa. So he does that. So one thing we also have to keep in mind is that the biological mother has got a lot of responsibilities on her hands, right? Right from the time the person she chooses to get married to conceiving the baby, then keeping the baby in the womb, then the delivery process, which itself is a very painful process and is very high-risk process also. Quite a few moms actually die during childbirth. And so it's a high risk, and then afterwards the baby comes out. Now it's even more difficult, because now you have to take care of the baby, keep sleepless nights, and you have a job, daycare center, baby gets sick, then baby has to be put to school, the baby cries, doesn't want to go to school, and then there is teenage. And then they get married, and then after they are married, then again they will have kids and they'll call you to help you, right? And then their grandchildren, so on and so forth. So it's a lot of responsibility that is there, and on the shoulders of the mom. Then, of course, Krishna also had what is known as a foster mother. And what's the name of Krishna's foster mother? Yashoda. I want somebody to use the microphones because people are on the internet. They're watching.
Yashoda.
Yashoda is there on the screen. Is there as showing up on the screen there, and she is Krishna's mom. So she's Krishna's foster mom, but there is so much of love in her heart for Krishna. I mean, there are pastimes that we see of Yashoda trying to pack and send off Krishna so that he can go and graze the cows. And so she will make sure that he has enough to eat. So she will give him a lot of breakfast to eat in the morning. And then she will pack his lunch and give it to him. And then she'll be telling each and every of Krishna's friends that, hey, just make sure that he eats it. Just make sure he doesn't, keep on playing the game. Just make sure. And then she thinks that, I don't think, but his friends are also small kids. They'll all be involved in the game, so they'll all forget how to eat. So let me do this thing. She'll call Krishna back again and say, okay, eat half of the lunch right now in front of my eyes so that I'll be satisfied that you had your lunch as well. So poor Krishna has just eaten his breakfast, and the mother gives him half of the lunch as well, and she sees that. So back and forth, it happens. She's just not satisfied, and that is what the love of a mother is, that she is never satisfied with what she does for the child. And there are so many other pastimes as well. This particular one that we are seeing is of the Damodar Leela, where Yashoda, the same Yashoda, can also turn around and run after Krishna with a stick, right? So Krishna had broken all the pots of butter, and he had brought monkeys, and he was giving all that stuff, distributing all the butter and all the yogurt to the monkeys, and Yashoda didn't like that. And so she tried to run after him, she tried to bind him, and the whole Leela. And Krishna is actually running away, and they say that Krishna, who is the fear personified, which means like if you take all the fear of this world and make it as a person, then that is, you can imagine how fearful that personality will be. And so the fear personified is afraid of Krishna. And that same Krishna is actually running with tears in his eyes because the mom is running after him with a stick. So there's such a sweet exchange of, rasa between the mom and Krishna happening over there. Importance of Krishna, importance of mothers actually comes across again in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Uddhav is talking to Vidura. And he says, and you can sing with me, Aho bakiyam stanakalakutam jigham sayapaya yadapya sadhavi lebhe gatim dhatri uchitam tatonyam kamva dayalum sharanam rajema. So he says, alas, how can I take shelter of one more merciful than he who granted the position of mother to a she-demon, Putana, although she was unfaithful, and she prepared deadly poison to be sucked from her breast. So Sri Uddhav was a very faithful devotee of Lord Krishna. He was actually his cousin and had been serving Krishna since a very small age. Like even when he was 5 years old, he used to just serve Krishna, come in the morning, make sure Krishna is eating breakfast. He would not eat, and so on and so forth. So here Uddhav is actually glorifying Krishna, that when Putana had come, the Rakshasi, the sea demon, had come, and she had smeared her breasts with poison, and she had started nursing Krishna with that. But Krishna knew that, so when he sucked her breast, and with the milk, he also sucked out her life air, and she died of that. But then Krishna did not look at all the wrong things that she did. Krishna didn't look at the dirty part of Putana. He just looked at the good part. And the part was that she came as a mother. And even for a brief moment, she acted as a mother. And just because of that one small thing that she did, Krishna exalted her to such a high position that she went back to Vaikuntha Loka after she died, And in the Vaikuntha Loka, she is there in the role of a nurse, in the role of a dhatri there. So that is how, merciful Krishna actually is. Then again, we hear about the Brahma Vimohan Leela. So anybody wants to tell me what happened in the Brahma Vimohan Leela in the Bhagavatam? And you don't know, I can repeat. If you know, I would like to hear from you. You want to say? Nishkam Mataji is ready. Just take a microphone and tell us. I also wanted to let you know that I don't bite. So please come forward and sit. There's such a big vacuum over here in the middle of the classroom. The roof is not going to fall from there. So please do come up because people will be joining us late. They are busy outside. So it makes it easy. Okay, go ahead, Nishkamataji, please. Ooh, now it works.
So Lord Brahma was very jealous that Krishna was enjoying lunch with his cowherd boyfriends, and then so he decided to steal the cows and boys and put them in a cave, and they were in a cave for like a year. And what that happened was when Krishna noticed that they were missing, he created from his own body many cows and cowherd boys that looked just like those, like duplicates, but they were not, the real ones, not the original ones. And so the duplicate ones, who were actually Krishna's expansions, went home to all their mothers, and the cows also went with them. And when they went home, the mothers felt more loving towards this quote-unquote son and quote-unquote cow, because that happened to be Krishna, although they didn't know that, but they felt more attracted because Krishna is all attractive, so those were his expansions. And a year later, I think he released them, and then they went back. The original went back, but before that, they all expanded into Vishnu forms, all the cows and the calves. And then Lord Brahma came, and he saw that, and he was astonished to see that second duplicate set made, and so he decided to offer prayers of forgiveness, that please forgive me.
Thank you so much. Let's give a big round of applause. That was very nice. And the key thing that I wanted to point out, which you did point out in your narration, was that Krishna is so loving that after he expands into so many cows and so many calves, and there are, Krishna has got like 10 raised to the power of 10 cows when he comes to Vrindavan. And of course then all the cowherd boys. And he goes and he reciprocates when, as you mentioned, that the mothers were loving the new, quote unquote, gwalas and the new calves. Krishna is reciprocating and giving back that love. So Krishna is an infinite source of love for everybody. So it's not that he gives and the love gets exhausted anywhere. So very, very good, Mataji. And then of course there is the Damodar Leela that we see, which I just narrated a little while ago to you. So mothers are actually very high on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's list as well. And so who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? That is the deity over there on the left side of Krishna. On Krishna's right-hand side and your left-hand side if you're facing the altar. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually came about 500 years ago, and he's Radha and Krishna combined. And Krishna wanted to know, what is it that Radha enjoys so much? Why does she serve me so much? What does she get out of it? And everybody says that Krishna is very sweet. So if you are sweet and if you are sugar, then the sugar doesn't know what sweetness is. The sweetness is enjoyed by the person who is eating the sugar. So sugar has no pleasure there. So Krishna really wanted to enjoy that pleasure. So he then comes in the garb of a devotee as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and teaches us devotional service. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born as Sachi Nandan, so son of Sachi Mata, very attached to his mom. His Chati Nandan, gives pleasure to his mom, And at the age of 24, he took sannyas and went to Orissa. And he takes sannyas, and then his mom, is upset about that, doesn't like it because his elder brother had also taken sannyas. And then he says, okay, mom, tell me. I've taken sannyas, but tell me what I should do. So then the mom says, okay, if you now retract, then it'll be bad. It'll bring bad name to you. So at least give me your whereabouts, wherever you are going. Sannyasis don't stay for a long time in one place. So wherever you are, wherever you're going, just let me know. Keep me, well aware of the whereabouts, of your whereabouts. And And he did, till the age of 48, when he leaves this mortal planet. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did do that. He used to send parties back to, Navadvip, letting her know how things are, and, like that. So Mahaprabhu, also took care of it. So it's not something new that, it's not just something unique that only Krishna does. Even in his garb as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, mothers are very much on the list over there. So I wanted to share some statistics about mothers, especially since it's Mother's Day. You might be just wondering, when I first started the class, Ramananda Sagaprabhu reminded me, he said, oh, so you're going to glorify the mothers, but there are no mothers in the room. It was only fathers, and I was saying, okay, fine, but you're really a mother at heart. So there are about and these are statistics. Statistics take a long time to compile, to get these kind of figures. So usually they are dated. So this is about 4 or 5 years old statistics that they're saying. And so they say there are about 2 billion mothers in the world. And this is at the time when they're saying that the world has got about 7.8 billion population. So from that, that's the proportion. There are about 2 billion mothers, and in USA there are about 85 million in the United States of America. And then 4.3 babies are born each second. So 4.3, per minute, Not that new mothers are being born, some have second kids and third kids, but that's the general way things are progressing on that side. Now, we celebrate Mother's Day. Honestly, I came to know about Mother's Day only after coming to USA. In 1996, I came here. So I came to know about that as a day that we glorify the mothers. And so it was President Woodrow Wilson who actually formalized it, and he declared that the second Sunday of May is going to be the Mother's Day. And he started that in the year 1914. But actually, before the year 1914, there was a lady by the name Anna Jarvis, and she actually had a service, a get-together at the church to honor her mom who had died. And her mom was very fond of pink incarnation flowers, so she had taken those flowers. And so it was in 1908 that this kind of this process actually, or this custom really started of honoring your mom there. Now, interestingly, in USA it's celebrated on the second Sunday of May, but in different parts of the world it's celebrated at different times. Like in Norway, it's celebrated in the month of February itself. And then in the Arabian countries, the Mother's Day is known as Yom ul and it's celebrated on March 21. So the Arabic countries also do that. They also honor their moms, but on a different date. Actually, the Mother's Day is spread across different months on the calendar, depending on which country you belong to. Some of them will club it with some other days. For example, the Mother Days will be clubbed with a Parents' Day, so they will honor both the father and the mother on the same day, like that. So we have June and July, August, there's October, there's November, all across, till finally we end up on December. It was Indonesia is the last one to celebrate, on the fag end of the year. On 22nd of December, it's celebrated in Indonesia. But second Sunday in May is a very popular date to celebrate the Mother's Day. As you can see, how many countries are there that they really celebrate the Mother's Day there. So on Mother's Day, you do a lot of things. Most probably you cook for your mom, or you give her less trouble on that day. There's a lot of flowers that are sold. Believe me, I was trying to send some flowers to somebody on coming Monday. And I was going to various florists, and they just can't deliver on Monday because I think all the flowers will be exhausted today. Like that. So Mother's Day, as a day of celebration, it ranks just under Christmas and Hanukkah. It takes the second position after that. And it has got the second largest flower holidays. The largest number of flowers are stored here. And then 24% of the yearly flowers that are sold for, 24% of the total flowers that are sold in a year in USA are actually sold for Mother's Day. And I'm very happy to note that, it beats Valentine's Day. so mothers still have some value out there. So there are, when we talk about mothers, there are various kinds of mothers. As our little Avantika mentioned as he was passing by the room, that there are 7 mothers, and they are, as Chanakya Pandit mentions there. And as we go through these, you might find that there are many more flavors to motherhood than what are listed over here. So Atma Mata, Guru Patni, Brahmani Raja Patnika, Dhenur Dhatri Tatha Prithvi, Sapteta Matara Smritaha. So, remember that these are the 5 mothers. So what mothers? One's own mother, the biological mother who gives birth to you, the wife of the guru, the wife of a brahmana, the wife of a king, the cow, the nurse, and the earth as known as the 7 mothers of a man. Right? These are 7 mothers that can happen. Are there any other flavors of mom that come to your mind other than what I've listed here? These days, there's a lot that is happening in the mother. Grandmother, good. Use the microphone, please, so that others can also hear.
I said the Mother Ocean. We came from Santa Cruz, and I love seeing my Mother Ocean.
Okay, so she says this ocean, and we'll include the ocean in the earth here, right? So it is the earth planet, very good. Any other flavors of mothers? Go ahead, Nishkam.
Mother Shastra.
Mother Shastra, okay, very good. Give a microphone to Shamlangi. Let's see who can run to her. That's why I'm saying, please don't sit spread out in the classroom. It takes it's difficult for the microphones to travel to you.
So I wanted to say motherland, like, we say our mother country, the way we were born country.
Okay, mother country is another flavor, yeah.
Janani Janmabhoomi.
Janani Janmabhoomi, right, motherland. Right? Any other flavors of mom?
Stepmother.
Stepmother, okay. What about surrogate mothers?
It can also be your best friend's mother,
You can be your best friend's mother.
because you stay there longer than you stay at home.
Yeah, there you go.
It could also be the rivers, like Ganga.
Yamuna. Rivers can be, yes, yeah. So if including all that, the teachers, right? Yeah, foster mothers, like that. Okay, good. So types of mothers, according to that verse, there's real mother, wife of spiritual master, wife of the Brahmana, wife of the king, the cow, the nurse, and then the planet Earth. So the biological mom, like I said, has the most, a large amount of responsibility there, because she kind of, walks the walk in the beginning, from conception to giving birth, and goes through all the painful things. It's not just the mother that goes through pain. The embryo also goes through a lot of pain while he or she is in the womb of the mom. And third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, those of you who want to learn and know what happens to the embryo, you can read that. But I have given you enough gory details today that I don't want to go there. But the biological mom, I just wanted to always, when I think about biological moms, I always remember this story. This is from the Bible, actually, about Solomon, the wise king. He was a king, he was very wise, and he used to solve a lot of cases. So once 2 mothers came to him, and they were both fighting over a son. And both of them said that he is my son, and he's my son. And any amount of, trying to convince one to give it to the other one did not work at all. So everybody was baffled what to do. And then King Solomon, raked his brains, and then he came and said, okay, let's do one thing. If you can't come to a conclusion, let's cut the child into half like this. And we will give 1/2 to this one, we'll give 1/2 to that one. Sorry, I thought I was not going to be gory. But so then one of the moms started saying, no, don't cut him, give it to the other one. And then King Solomon turned and said, this is the real mom, the one who's saying, don't kill him. So that's what a biological mom is, They will go to any length to save the child. I mean, there are so many stories that we hear about a mom is ready to fight even a tiger, and will hold a tiger, with the hands like that. If the tiger is coming to attack the child. For somehow or the other, the mothers get an immense amount of shakti, a power, to ward off any evil if they say they are coming. And you have to read the Krishna book to see how Yashoda Mata is constantly, doing some sort of a prayer to weave away or to, push away all the demons, because every day there's some new demon who comes to kill Krishna. So Yashoda is in constant, turmoil as to how to keep her child safe. And she's doing mantras, she's doing prayers, she's putting emblems, marks, etc., etc. So that's what a biological mom is. Then we have a Mother Earth, which includes the oceans and the rivers, the trees, and the things that you mentioned there. So Mother Earth is there, and she provides us everything, and she's so tolerant of all that we do. And when we do anything bad, then Mother Earth suffers. And again, when you read the Srimad Bhagavatam, you see that Hiranyaksh was born, and he was walking heavily, and he was tyrannical, and Mother Earth was suffering because of that. Or before Lord Krishna is born, there are so many bad kings, and they are having fights, there are a lot of bloodshed. Mother Earth was feeling it. So she's like the mom. She feels, whenever the children do anything wrong, she feels it. And so Mother Bhumi will go every now and then, she will go, to Brahma, and she'll complain that what do I do? And Brahma will go and then talk to, what does Brahma, if he can solve, he will solve it. If he can't solve it, then he'll go to Kshirodakshay Vishnu, get some, and then Kshirodakshay Vishnu will say, all right, fine, I'm going to come and set things right. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam, right? Dharma sarstapnaya thaye sambhamami yoga yoga. So he comes again in every millennium to, to protect those who are his devotees and to annihilate those who are not. So Krishna will keep on coming. And then similarly, when Krishna comes and starts walking on the earth. So when Krishna came 5,000 years ago, the earth, the seasons on the earth changed, It was, most of the times it was just spring only. And the trees started giving fruits out of turn, out of season. Mangoes were there laden and earth was feeling very, 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 very nice. And actually when Krishna goes back at the end of Dwapar, when he goes back, then Mother Earth feels very bad. She's feeling very, very lonely. Because there's a very interesting point she says, that, when Krishna was in Vrindavan, he was with the gopis, and then he goes to Mathura, and there he's with the royal ladies. Then he goes to Dwarka, he's with the king, or he's fighting in the Mahabharata Yudh, so he's in Kurukshetra, and so on and so forth. So he's saying that as Krishna moves from one village to another village, one city to another city, then people are left behind and they feel sad and they feel separation. But being Mother Earth, she never feels the separation because Krishna is still walking on her. So she's feeling very good. But when Krishna leaves the planet and goes away, she's feeling very, very bad. And there's a very nice and interesting chapter in the Bhagavatam on how Mother Bhumi is talking to Bull, who is representing the Dharma and how it is declining there. So very, very beautiful narration. But she is a mom, And so mom are there, so full of love. They will never see anything wrong in their child. They'll try to see only the good out of him. Like even if the child is, blind, they will say, oh, my Kamal Lochan, like that. So only a mom can do things like that. But on the other hand, the mom will also be strict. If you continue to do bad things, then just as a mother will take a stick, just as Yashoda was running after Krishna with a stick, Mother Earth also does that to you. So if you start doing, unmindful mining, that will lead to earthquakes happening, right? Or we had this interesting narration coming up in the Bhakti Vaibhav class, where Prithu Maharaj is coming, and at that time, there was a lot of atrocities that were happening because some of the previous kings were really bad. And what Mother Earth does is that she takes all the grains inside. She will not give it back. Because right now what happens is you sow the grains and then she gives it back as, more grains back to you. But if you're bad, then, she will hide everything there. So as Prabhupada also says that there is no scarcity in this world. There's Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate. So when from the complete whole, what comes out is complete in itself. So even if there are human beings, I was surfing the internet the other day and they were saying like, oh, the population is 7 billion and by such and such a date it'll be 20 billion and there'll be scarcity of food and this and that. No, there's no scarcity of food by way of Earth's capability of providing it to you. The scarcity comes because some section of people just hoard all the stuff. So there's enough for everyone's need, but there's not enough for a single man's greed. So that's how we need to keep in mind. Mother cow is another wonderful, wonderful, wonderful mother. And it's an amazing machine, although I shouldn't call a mom as a machine, but it's a very nice contraption because what happens is that from one end you put grass, and from the other end you get a miracle beverage called milk, right? So where else does it happen like that? That you throw some grass in a pressure cooker and then milk comes out of it. It doesn't happen like that, right? So it's the cow who does that, and there are so many benefits of having a cow. And actually we should obviously, since she's a mother, so we should be staying away from slaughter and all that. That is not new to you. That's something that since you are here in this temple, you already know about that. But one thing also important to keep in mind is that we should be like the cow in our devotional service also. Just as cow takes a very little and gives out so much, similarly when it comes to devotional service, we should also be thinking of how we can make do with very little and then give out as much as we can. Give to people as much as you can. So that should be our mood as well. And Manjul Kanta, when is the Mother Cow Day happening here? Can you let us all know?
We will be having a conference, cow conference.
Yes.
That's
yes.
coming up next Sunday, May 20th. We have the website. You can come in and sign up for that. And it's a really nice conference. It's a wonderful day to come on in and just find out more about the cow. What is her value and importance? Why is it that as ISKCON we stress so much on having a cow culture along with books and deity worship and everything else. A cow is one of our sacred mothers, and we have some very nice dignitaries coming in, giving us wonderful lectures on the topic. It's wonderful weather, great day, good prasadam. Please walk in and enjoy the show. Thank you.
Haribol, Haribol. Thank you so much.
It's not at this temple. It's on registration, and the location is the ICC Milpitas Hall. So if you come there, then I think it's from 9 to 6, 9 to 4, 9 to 4.
All right. So then there is the mother nurse, the one who nurses you. So we heard the story about Putana, who was sort of a nurse because she fed Krishna, breastfed Krishna for some time. But when the talk comes about nurse, there's one name that always comes to my mind, and that is of Bhaktavatsal Prabhu, who is actually a nurse by profession, which is fine, but he's also a nurse at heart. So I had never seen that part of Bhaktavatsal Prabhu, who, by the way, for those of you who don't know, Bhaktavatsal Prabhu is Nirakla Mataji's brother. So, and he's also today's cook. Wow. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he's doing that because today is Mother's Day, right, Shamlangi? Yeah. So Bhaktavatsal Prabhu, I actually came to see his compassionate and the wonderful side when I was with him in India during the yatra. So we go for yatra once every year, and without fail, we all fall sick. Terribly, and we give him grief. We don't take medicines, we don't tell him on time, we don't take precautions, and yet he's there, going from room to room, sitting, going on, walking barefoot, getting medicines in the heat of the puri, coming back, giving medicines, going back again, running out of money, then withdrawing money from back, going in again, doing it like that, and he keeps on doing. And then he's like, I couldn't do my rounds. I was thinking of doing 32 rounds because I'm in the dham. And then I tell him, okay, Bhaktavatsal Prabhu, you just hide in this room and you don't go out, I'll take care of it. But after some time you'll see he's out again. So he's very much a nurse at heart, and so that's what it's a motherly thing. And as I mentioned in the beginning, that a mother doesn't mean that you have to have a female body, right? You can be a mom in the body of a male as well. The wife of a spiritual master is also considered to be a mother, and like Sandipan Muni was the spiritual master of Krishna and Balram, and his wife was, very, very fond of the two children. She used to take a lot of care, cook for them and things like that. I mean, my own spiritual master's wife, Nirakla Mataji, she also does a lot. She's there for everybody. And I see her, not only for those like us who are disciples of her husband, but also she is always on the lookout for people in the congregation if they are in need for something, a bachelor, not be able to cook and things like that. She's always there, very willing to listen and things like that. So it's such a we are so fortunate that we have so many different kinds of mothers in our lives to to get something from for now. And then wife of the Brahmana, that's also, if there's a Brahmana that you're dealing with, that also is a mother. And again, in the Krishna book and the Bhagavatam, we have the wonderful story of the wives of the Brahmanas. So these were Karmakandi Brahmanas, and they were all doing a big yagya. And when you're doing something for your own material gain, then everything has to be done very precisely in the yagya at the right time, right? You have to be fasting, you should be wearing the proper clothes, you should cook the proper food, and so on and so forth. And then Krishna sends the cowherd boys who were hungry and says, okay, the Brahmanas are doing something over there. There's a lot of food cooked over there. Just go and tell them that Balram is asking for some food. Don't say that Krishna is asking for some food, because they won't give. So then all the kids go, and then guess what? They go and say, Krishna is asking for food. Like that kids will do, right? So he does that, and so they do that. And of course they don't give. But then the Brahmana's wife, who are not so much into the Karmakandi activities, they are not so much into the process itself, but they had heard about Krishna where at the water cooler. What was the water cooler in those days? It was the pankhat, where everybody used to go and get the water. So there, ladies used to talk about Krishna and his good fortune and his good features. So they heard about him. And then these women, they actually defied. They defied their husbands and took all the food and, gave it to Krishna. So, and they were so full of love for Krishna. So that's, again, the wives of the Brahmana, they were exhibiting. And then, of course, they feed Krishna all the nice food. And then Krishna says, Krishna being Krishna, the naughty Krishna says, okay, now you go back to your husbands. And they're saying like, how can we go back to our husbands? We just left them. Then he says, no, go back, because he's the super soul in everybody's heart. So he's also there in the husband's heart. So I will take care of it. So Krishna, does take care of all of us as well. Then mother is also, wife of the king. So if there's a king, then the king's wife is also your mother, considered to be your mother, right? And so Mukharvinda was asking me today morning that, so if you don't have a monarchy, then what happens? So is the president's wife supposed to be my king? I said, Mukharvinda, we don't talk politics in the temple. So don't ask me that question in the class. So, but anyway, we all know Sita Mata, Sita Mataji, wife of Ramchandra, is a very, very well-known, mother. And one of the things here in our culture is that we respect, especially in ISKCON, the motherhood is valued so much that, we ask every female to be addressed as a Mataji, right? Every female to be addressed as a mom. So that's the kind of respect that we give over here. So then, as Mukharvinda had pointed out, what about the stepmother? So he lists about 7 different types of mothers are there. What about the stepmother? Okay. Well, stepmother, yes, stepmothers are talked about. Actually, in the first canto of Bhagavatam itself, we have mention of in the 11th canto, where we are talking about Krishna's entrance into Dwarka. So Dwarka is where Krishna's father is residing, and Krishna has come here for the Mahabharata war. And after the Mahabharata war was over, things were so devastating that the Pandavas, everybody is dead, and so much of slaughter, manslaughter, and animal slaughter, horses, elephants, and so on and so forth. The money is all gone, so people were feeling very morose. So they just asked Krishna to stay back for some more time. So Krishna stays back for a couple of more months. And then after that, he goes back to Dwarka. So it's a very nice chapter that is describing how they are welcoming Krishna back. So of course, Vasudev is there, and Vasudev had 18 wives, right? So in addition to Devaki, he had 17 more. So Krishna had 17 stepmoms. But they were all, so excited about Krishna's coming. They all came out very nicely to welcome. And Krishna, on his own part, also gave due respects to the stepmother. So it was a mutual thing, which is there, right? And then Prabhupada explains that, that the stepmother is the wife of the father, because it was not listed in those 7 types of mothers, right? So he's saying the stepmother is the wife of the father, and the father is actually your spiritual master, is like your spiritual master. So that way, any wife that the father has actually becomes your mother from that category of wife of the spiritual master is your mother. So that's why stepmothers are also, included in that. Again, we have another story of stepmother. We have Kekeyi, who was the stepmother of Lord Ramchandra. And when Lord Ramchandra was about to be coronated, then she comes and asks for her 2 boons, and he says that my son should become the should ascend the throne of Ayodhya, and Ramchandra should go into exile. And after delivering such a big blow to Ramchandra, you can imagine that, somebody comes and tells Ramchandra in the evening that I'm going to coronate you tomorrow, and then by midnight they're asking, you have to go to exile. So, from one end of the spectrum that you're going to become the emperor to other end of the spectrum where, you have to go into the exile. So it was such a big, huge shift of the fortune, and Kekeyi was responsible. She instrumented all that with the help of Mantra, her maidservant. But that's another story. But the thing is that Ramchandra did not behave badly with his mom. So that's the respect that Ramchandra is Krishna in another incarnation. So that's the kind of respect that he gives to the stepmother. But then there are what I call as the non-mothers. there are non-mothers. So what exactly does a non-mother mean? So here are some slides that I put up. So I'm calling the cuckoo, the bird cuckoo, is also a non-mother. So why is it a non-mother? Does the cuckoo not give birth to other cuckoos? It does. It lays eggs, But what it does is that after giving birth to the child, it says like, now I don't want to have anything to do with this child. So what it does is that this bird actually goes and lays its eggs in the nest of a crow. So because both of them are black in color, so in the beginning the birds look the same, and the mother crow will not know the difference. The eggs also look almost the same, or the crow doesn't have that much of intelligence. And so she will sit down, incubate the eggs, the mother crow, and she will hatch the eggs and bring food for them and eat. And by the time this cuckoo, the baby cuckoo starts growing, and then the mother crow realizes like, oops, this is something else, and then she will kick him out of the nest like that. So that's a non-mother, not doing her responsibility. And of course, there are so many cuckoos out there, moms who don't do that. But I'm sure they are not in this room. Then there are some moms who they are not the mothers, but they exhibit mom type of behavior. For example, look at this picture. I mean, of course, this doggy did not give birth to that kitten. It doesn't happen yet. But look at how motherly the affection is. Then this is actually a picture where I was reading on the internet that this little monkey actually lost his lost his parents in a zoo, and that the zookeeper actually brought this little baby home to take care of it. And she kept that, and she didn't realize that the dog that she had in her home developed an affection for the monkey, and then the doggy started taking care of the monkey and being there, making him sleep next to him and things like that. So, animals also exhibit a lot of that. There are cows who take care of kittens, and the kittens even suck, milk from the cows. They will even feed the kitten like that. Then, of course, the very famous non-mom type behavior comes in Srimad Bhagavatam in the 3rd canto, where we have a son who is teaching to the mom. I mean, usually it's the mom who teaches everything. When my daughter was born, I was very surprised as to how, what do I say, a nice word. I hope my daughter is not watching online. But the kids are very foolish, they just don't know anything. She just did not know anything. And I had to teach her everything. So there's a mom, and of course the parents, father as well, they teach everything. But in this case, it's Kapil Dev who's giving wonderful spiritual knowledge to her mom on Sankhya Yoga. So that's another example of a non-mom there. Then there is role reversal. So for those of you mom who are thinking that why do I have to go through all the labor pain? Why do I have to carry the child in my... Well, you know what? There are some males also in this kingdom among the 8,064,000, whatever, 84 lakh species of life that you go. There are some species in which the male carry and give birth to the children. And this is a very common fish. This is a seahorse, and all these seahorses are actually pregnant right now. As you can see the belly bulge on them. They carry and then they give birth, and they take care of that. And there is the sandpiper, where the eggs will be laid by the female, but they are incubated by the male. So the father takes the responsibility, and during that time, the female will go out and she will bring the food, etc. Well, the father will just sit over there and do it. I mean, this kind of just reminds me of our families, even in the human society, where sometimes wives work and husbands agree to sit home and be the stay-home dad. So that's, they had stay-home dads in other species as well. And of course, the penguins are there, where the father penguin incubates the egg close to the feet over there. So we all know, whether it's animal kingdom or whether it's the human species of life, mothers do a lot. And so there was a lot of activity happening on WhatsApp today, and I came to know that I have to give the class today only yesterday evening. So I was busy putting the slides together, and then but anywhere there was a ping, I would go and watch the WhatsApp, because I knew it's Mother's Day coming up, so there'll be nice messages going on. So this nice one somebody sent me, and I don't know if you can read it or not. But I'll just read it for you. So it's Mother's Day, and you're supposed to give your mom a lot of rest on Mother's Day. So those two little kids are telling their mom that, Mom, we have hired a few people to fill in for you while you relax on Mother's Day. And you can see how many there are there. So that's what a mom is, She puts on so many different hats. She just, does wonders. She's a magician. She has like 600 hands, and she does everything. Some with a pair of hands, she's taking care of the father. With a pair of hands, she's taking care of the insect. With a pair of hands, she's on the computer, taking care of the office, and so on and so forth. So she has millions of hands like that. And to the world, to a world, you might look like a mom. Like if you go out, you have a kid, okay, you are a mom. Okay? But to the family mothers, you are actually their world. So that's how it is. And this also, came on one of the WhatsApps, and I loved it so much that I just included that in the PowerPoint presentations here. So the duties of the mom are so wide, and have such a long breadth. And the beauty of that is that the mothers do it with loving devotional service to the child. The mother does that. And that is why Prabhupada said that this is the closest, the mother's love to the child is the closest you will experience in this material world as to what love for Krishna actually is. Right? The mother's touch, we all know, and especially for those of you who don't have the mom yet, you know how you miss that mother's touch, a little hand holding, a little pat on the head like that. So look at this, Prabhupada. holding the little child, and look at that other little boy standing behind looking at it. Now he wants to go next in line and, catch hold of Prabhupada's hands there. And it's the mother's touch. And why is the mother's touch so very wonderful? It is because whenever and whatever the mother does, there is so much of love that she puts inside it, love for the child that she puts inside every gesture, every word, every action that she does. And even if the mom is scolding the child, and kids, are you listening? Even if the mother is scolding the child, she still has love as the top priority. She really wants your benefit and your goodwill, and that's why she's scolding you over there. Then a lot of us, who go to college and had gone to college, and some of you are going to go to college, you will miss your mom's cooking. So what is it about mom's cooking that you miss? I mean, it's the same ingredients. They all go to India cash and carry and buy the same spices. They buy the same sabji. What is it? What makes the mother's food sound so different and so tasty? Why is it that you miss it? Right? The difference is the love and affection that she pours inside it. So gratitude for the mom. And gratitude for the mom, it's not a slide that's going to build. It is an empty slide. Because gratitude for the mom doesn't exist. We just take our moms for granted. Most of the time, the moms are taken for granted. Or, okay, fine, it's Mother's Day, so I'll be good to my mom one day, and the rest of the 364 days, I don't care what mom is doing. Mom, you just know how to demand things from mom. Give your list to the mom. Don't care what's happening, like that. You can go and talk to your mom like that for 6 hours, hours into the night, not wondering that after talking to her till midnight or past midnight, you will go off to sleep, but she will get up and prepare breakfast for everybody in the family. We don't think anything like that at all. So gratitude for the mom is sadly lacking, especially in this Kali Yuga, and needs to be bumped up. So this is something that my niece sent me, and somebody had written and said that, very beautiful, that from your womb to your lap, I have had the safest home on earth. From your hug to your kiss, I have felt the purest of love. From your soft slaps to teary prayers, I have seen the purest care. From my birth to my death, you will always be my first love. I wish one day I could tell you how much I love you, Ma. So, why are you wishing? Go tell her. Right? That's the part that we always miss. We keep on thinking, I'll tell her, I'll write her, I'll go visit her, I'll do this, I'll do that. Most of us don't even know what are the things that our mom likes. We only know what to tell mom, that mom, I like this, have you made this, you did not cook this, I hate this, I like this, like that. What is it that your mom likes? What is it that the mom goes through? So you should act before it is too late. And I can tell you from my experience that I still have so much that I think I could have told my mom. And there are times in life that you realize that, you can't talk to them any longer because they're not there in that material body like that. So if you haven't wished your mom, or if you haven't wished any of the 7 moms, right? Then please make sure that you take care of it. So Prabhupada actually, again, was very heavy on that part of it, and he says that, there are so much that a mom has to do. There is so much that duty that a mom has to do. So we're just thinking, what should I do? What should I do? So Prabhupada said that if we can make one child Krishna conscious, it is a great service. It's a huge service. And actually, if you are in the Grihastha ashram, that is your main service, to bring up Krishna conscious kids. Right? So hearing that from Srila Prabhupada, I like to mention my mom and take this opportunity to actually glorify her. So I used to think that my mom was very strict, very, very strict. She was a no-nonsense lady. And I used to not like it. But she was very ambitious, I always had to come first in the class. If I came second, it was like morning time in the home. Like, how could this happen like that? She was very, very ambitious. But later on in life, when that push was gone, I did not succeed much, in the beginning phases of my career. And I was one day thinking like, Mom, I wish you were with me to push me. Just to push me, I wish you were here with me. And so she used to be there pushing and things like that. But when I read from Prabhupada that she was a very spiritual lady as well, and she used to tell me to pray to God and be scared of God and things like that. But I was not like that. I would not listen. I was a typical teenager. So I can counsel teenagers very well because I know what goes on in their heads. So my mom. So when I read from Prabhupada's thing, like, if you can make one person Krishna conscious, and I thought, oh, that is what she did. Because although I did not listen to her, but she inculcated good habits. Although I did not believe in God, but honesty, compassion, justice, helpfulness, all those were things that she taught me by her example. So on this wonderful day, I just wanted to rejoice. And she was born on 9th of May, so her birthday usually falls very close to Mother's Day, so it's a very nice time of the year to think about her as well. And one thing that I just wanted to mention, thinking about my mom, is that my husband is in the finance business, so he's always talking about money and multiplying and interest and investments and things like that. And he always says that, when you invest something in any venture, like for example, you put $1 million. And so you won't think much about the $1 million. You put it and then, it is there. But what you really relish is the interest or the earnings that you get on top of that money. And you're always thinking about that earning. So I always say that, grandchildren are like that earning that parents get. So they invest in the children, and then the children produce further children. And when you get grandchildren, that is what you relish even more. And by the time, parents have also matured. So if they were short with their children, they are, they understand that was not the right thing, or I did this mistake, I did that mistake as a parent. So they're even more, doubly they are good to the child, to the grandchildren. And especially in the case of my mom, I remember that my daughter was born 1 month premature, so it was a very difficult time, and she had stomach infection. So in those days, there were no diapers and things like that you could use and you could throw away. There used to be just cloth napkins, and you had to wash them all the time. And I was on the bed, and I couldn't do those kind of menial things. And of course, the maid servant disappeared, as they do. I was back in India. They always do that. At the time of crisis, so my mom used to wash, and she was so scared and so cognizant of the fact that my daughter needed that kind of care and attention, that she would wash from start to the finish. She would wash one napkin at a time, so that infection from one napkin doesn't go to another napkin and doesn't go to the child, like that. Constant vigilance, and I was just amazed. So wherever you are, Mom, hats off to you for what you did for me. Then talking about mom, I cannot, when I'm appreciating my mom, I cannot neglect appreciating my other mom, who really brought me into Krishna consciousness, and that is Srila Prabhupada, who is a mom. Does everybody agree with that? Yeah, Haribol. Yes, because he came here. Imagine he was living in the beautiful Vrindavan, where all that you hear is peacocks. And all that he has to do is to study his shastras and prepare. And then he comes in the middle of New York, of all the places, right? In Kali Yuga, in New York, in the middle of the hippie culture, where people are doing all kinds of nonsense, and how much he tolerated the people, and how much he spent, of his energies translating the books. Not only were the devotees at that time his children, even his books were his children, because he was nurturing, he was growing them up, he was giving them new covers, he was giving them new colors. Asking people to come up with a translation of Chaitanya Charitamrita is a birth of Chaitanya Charitamrita once again in the English land, like that. So Prabhupada so let's sing together. Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. So here Srila Prabhupada, does he not look like a mom? He's cooking kachoris and things like that. And Prabhupada with kids, taking care of kids, making sure that they give them prasadam, like that. And I also wanted to mention at this point in time, while I'm thanking, I also wanted to thank my spiritual master. Although your spiritual master technically goes under the heading of father, he's a spiritual father, but your spiritual master also nurtures you, and so in that category, he is also your mom, and I wanted to thank him for keeping me sane and listening to my, and tolerating my stupidities. But I also encourage you to listen to Naveen Neerath Prabhu's lecture from yesterday. where he's talking about that once you have a spiritual master, how much can you talk to him and how much of your burden can you share with him and how much you should do and what kind of question you should ask and what kind of a relationship you should have with him and so on and so forth. And last but not the least, Krishna. So Krishna is a mother too. Pitaham asya jagato mata dhata pitamaha vedyam pavitram omkara riksama yadur evacha. So he says that in the 9th chapter, I am the father of the universe, the mother. So the key word here is that he is the mother of this universe. So let's see how Krishna acts as the mother of the universe. This is the Garbho Dakshayi Vishnu. What more do you want? Garbh, the one who gives birth to Brahma. So there's this huge lotus that comes out. There's this umbilical cord. And from where does it come out? From his navel. So it's the same thing that you see, right? From his navel, the lotus goes out. From the navel, our navel as mothers, the lotus is inside. It goes inside. That's the difference. So as Garbho Dakshayi Vishnu, Krishna is a mom. Okay, I have a few more slides. Okay. So Krishna is a mother too, in the sense that she takes care of you. Your mom will always protect you. No matter, you go to sleep, you don't know how many times the mom checks into your room and covers you with a blanket. Like that. That's what Krishna is saying when he says, Sarv dharman parityajya, mamekam sharanam vraja, aham tvam sarva papebhyo, mokshisyami ma suchaha. Right? So, I will deliver you. Just surrender unto me, I will deliver you from all sinful reactions. And that's what our parents also wanted from us. They were just saying, surrender unto us, just listen to our rules and regulations and we'll take care of you, right? But then that's the difficult part when you're a kid. And then we have this wonderful narration in 4th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam where we read about Dhruv Maharaj. When Dhruv as a child is jilted by his mom, stepmother, he goes crying to his mom and then mom says that actually, yes, you have come to me, you are crying and all that. But then, if you go to Krishna, then the kind of love that Krishna has is equal to the love of 1 million mothers or millions of mothers is what he says. So Krishna's love for you is infinite. Then Krishna says that samoham sarvabhuteshu. So he says that I am impartial. I treat everybody same. And that's what a mom also does. Right? It's a trait of mom. There could be 6 children, 4 children, 10 children, 2 children. They could be very different, but the mom treats them all equally. But then Krishna also says, Ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya mayiti teshu chapyaham. That is, that, whoever renders devotional service to me, then he's a little bit, more friendly with that. Same thing happens with the parents as well. That's why they have a pet child. The child who, listens to them properly would be a pet child. But then there's also another syndrome, that comes into place. And that is the runt of the litter. So you have litter, they gave 5 or 6 babies together. So animals, so if there is a runt in the litter, which means, one baby that is not healthy or big, is kind of little retarded or whatever like that. So the runt of the litter is the place where the mother will focus more attention. Because they need more attention, and so she will do that. And I see that in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who said, he gives the mercy for the most fallen souls who take birth in this Kali Yuga. So we are the runt of the litter. The good part comes in the Satyuga and Dwapar, etc. But the runt of the litter comes here, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there, giving us his mercy. And the best of the moms is Radharani, of course. And Krishna, by the way, likes what Radharani does, and Krishna does what Radharani likes. It's a very, very important thing to keep in mind. And sometimes, as Vaisheshika Prabhu was once telling that sometimes a kid might have something in his hand, like kid is eating an ice cream. He took an ice cream out of the refrigerator and he's eating. And the father will say, who told you to eat this ice cream? Mom did. All right. So who told you? Radharani said, okay. So that's how Krishna will do as well. Right? So you will approach her, but before you go and directly approach Radharani, you have to approach other Vaishnavas. And when talking about other Vaishnavas, I cannot stop this talk without mentioning the ISV Supermom, which is our dear Nirakala Mataji. Let's give a round of applause for Nirakala Mataji here. So then comes the question that who can be a mom? So I have given quite a gory pictures about mom and momhood and life and teenagers and all that kind of stuff. So if you're just thinking that how do I balance my career? Can I carry the child? Can I bear the labor pains and things like that? Well, Krishna tells you in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita that you focus your attention on me. Mayeva mana adhatsva, mayi buddhim niveshaya. But then he says, like a mom, he says, okay, if you can't do that, then just do some abhyasa. Then I can't do that. Okay, if you can do some abhyasa, then do some work for me. So like that, he keeps on, so if you can't do this, if you can't do that, if you can't give birth, if you can't get married, if you don't want to, all that kind of stuff, then go out on Sankirtan, because that's the best way to be a mom. This is a picture. And can you tell from this picture who is the mom? Who has the ice cream? Who's behaving like a kid with the ice cream on the hand, right? Yeah. And the book is in the child's hand. So that is what Sankirtan is the best way that you can give whatever that you have in your mind. And they say that a man's work is from sun to sun, sunrise to sunset. A man's work is from sun to sun, but a mother's work is never done. So on that note, I would like to thank all the mothers that I have. All of you have come here, and thank you very much. And we have another wonderful mother who's waiting in the wings to talk. Vishakha Leela Mataji, wherever you are, please come. And while we're waiting for Vishakha Leela Mataji, any reflections, any comments, or any questions that you have, we'll take that. There she is. No.
Hare Krishna. Honestly, I would have wanted you to continue, because I just got to know an hour ago that I was going to speak. So it's going to be more of an impromptu talk today. And thank you, Shraddha Mataji, for setting the context and speaking almost about everything, so I don't know what I'm going to speak about. I don't think there'll be much to share in that. But I was thinking to share about, as I was reflecting yesterday and today about some of the exemplary mothers from our Vedic times, as I have read from Srimad Bhagavatam, I would like to share some of the qualities that they exemplified as a mother, which all of us, especially mothers, can imbibe and apply in our own lives. There are many examples of many mothers. Mother Sachi, there's Kunti Devi, there is Mother Yashoda, Draupadi. Can you think of any more exemplary mothers that come to your mind? Mother Sita, Mother Shraddha. So let's talk about the empathy and the forgiveness that Mother Draupadi exemplified. So all of us know this pastime in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where the war is over, the Kurukshetra war is over, and Ashwatthama wanted to kill the Pandavas. So, in the middle of the night, when they were sleeping, he went and chopped off the heads of the 5 people, thinking that they were the Pandavas. But then later, everybody came to know that instead of killing the Pandavas, he killed the 5 sons of the Pandavas, which is very ruthless. And imagine the pain and the grief that Mother Draupadi went through, having, those 5, seeing the bodies of the 5 children lying there, all killed ruthlessly. So at that time, her husband, Arjuna, he takes a vow that he will come back, with Ashwatthama and punish him for what he has done. So he brings Ashwatthama, and then, everybody wants Ashwatthama to be killed because, and he was, there was all justification for him to be killed for the act that he performed of ruthlessly killing the children. But Draupadi, she gave various reasons why Ashwatthama should not be killed. And then one of the reasons that she gives is, she talks about how, which really struck with me was the empathy that, she exemplified by saying that I don't want Drona's wife, the mother of Ashwatthama, Kripi, to undergo the same pain and grief that I am going through having lost my children. And that's a wonderful quality. I mean, the natural human tendency is when we have been wronged or somebody causes pain to us, we want to retaliate immediately, and we want to be able to give back what they have done to us. But even at that moment of going through immense grief and pain, she collected herself, and she was able to she was able to empathize with what Kripi would go through if she were to lose her child. So this is an amazing quality of, forgiveness, compassion that I strongly believe only mothers can exemplify. And this is a great quality that we can learn from the life of Draupadi. Another one is the most famous example, as I was, telling the story of Dhruva Maharaj to my children yesterday, was, we were reading the purport of 4th canto, I think 8th chapter, 22nd verse, if that can be shown here. We can kind of quickly go through, but in the purport, Srila Prabhupada summarizes where all of us know the pastime of Dhruva Maharaj. So he's been insulted by his stepmother Surichi, and he was denied to sit on the lap of his father. So he goes, he's insulted and he's going through all these emotions. Only 5-year-old boy, he goes to his mother, and his mother Suniti, she was so humble, and she not only took care of his physical and emotional needs, but she actually acted as a real Krishna conscious mother by turning his attention to worship the Supreme Lord. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada nicely summarizes what Suniti speaks. Suniti says that, of course, as a mother I can only do so much, but you should turn your attention to the Supreme Lord Krishna, who is more merciful than millions of mothers. And then, as we know, then Dhruva Maharaj goes to the forest. He goes with the desire of obtaining a kingdom greater than his great grandfather Lord Brahma, but being purified by the process of meditation. When Lord Vishnu actually appears in front of him, he asks for the boon of pure devotion, and then he comes back home. He rules the kingdom for several years, and at the time when he was leaving the body, the airplane from Vaikuntha comes to take him, and Dhruva Maharaj actually remembers his mother out of gratitude, because she was his Vartama Pradikshaka Guru, right, who actually taught him to turn to Lord Vishnu. And the other example that I can think of is Narada Muni's mother, which is a very classic example, because in his previous life, Narada Muni was the only son of his mother, who was a simple woman. She was, maid servant. She was not very accomplished materially and spiritually in one sense. She was staying at an ashram serving the Bhakti Vedantas who were, staying there during the Chaturmasya, 4 months and she was serving them. And even though she cared so much about the well-being of her child, she could not do much to him because she was not independent. But what she did was she gave him the atmosphere where he could get the opportunity to associate with those advanced Vaishnavas, and he got the opportunity to take their remnants to serve those Bhakti Vedantas. And after his mother passed away, he then started traveling as a mendicant, and then finally he perfected his life, and then he became Narada Muni. So there are sometimes as mothers, many of us might think that we lack, there might be, material inadequacy, or spiritually we may not have the right kind of resources. Some of us may be even like single mothers. But then this pastime gives us so much hope that despite lacking many resources, if we can give our children the right kind of spiritual atmosphere, where we can, have them associate with the advanced Vaishnavas, bringing them to the temple, exposing them to service of the Vaishnavas, then the children can also imbibe that mood of receiving the mercy and can become Krishna conscious. So, as mothers, I saw a picture that my sister shared with me yesterday, where a mother is seen with multiple arms, having, holding different things, right? So being a mother is a very multifaceted personality, and then the picture that you were showing, that how to replace a mother's duty, they had to hire several people, which is so true, right? And there are many qualities that a mother exemplifies, like as I said, compassion, forbearance. They're very, a mother needs to be very intelligent, very emotionally strong, very sensitive, and to be able to give the right kind of love and concern to the child, affection to the child according to time, place, and circumstance. So I don't want to take much time. We have one of our visiting guests here today. We want to hear from him. But let us all pray to our Divine Mother, Srimati Radharani, for us to also imbibe such qualities that can attract the heart of our sweet loving Lord Krishna. And of course, in Western world, there is a day designated for Mother's Day. But, for the kind of guidance and the love that we receive from all of our different mothers, we should be honoring them. It's a moment-to-moment thing. Should be honoring them every moment. Wishing you all a very, very happy Mother's Day. And thank you for this opportunity to share some of my realizations. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Vishakha. Very nice presentation. And Shraddha Mataji. Please give them a big round of applause. Sadhus are popping off. So we'd like to welcome His Grace Vasugos Prabhu for the class today, and he's visiting. He's a disciple of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And very interestingly, he has been staying in India for multi-decades, almost more than 40 years, 44 years. So it's a long journey. And he can speak Hindi, Telugu, Tamil, Sanskrit, and he can Gujarati, and many languages. And he's also leading and visiting on the ISKCON Bureau, the IB organization of ISKCON, as well as also he is the temple president of Baroda and serving Srila Prabhupada in many different diversity. I met him in ISKCON Las Vegas temple opening 2 weeks ago. I was with Vaisheshika Prabhu, and Prabhuji chanted the auspicious mantra very nicely. So I won't waste much time. So I'd like to invite His Grace Vasugos Prabhu. Please give a big round of applause. Little more.
No, this is it. This is the way. Maybe that's no. You have to go like this. No, like this. That should be the top. These are on the side.
Okay. Oh, I got it.
Right.
Thank you.
Is there a kirtan or just mridanga? I can play mridanga. Back. After Mayapur. That sounds okay. The other side is not good. That's okay. It's okay. Passable. Oh, we need to raise this a little bit. Right. Oh, that's too high. Yeah. Oh, it's okay. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Gopi Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Gopi Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Thira Vanachari. Yeah, thank you. Yamuna Thira Vanachari Yamuna Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Gopi Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Gopi Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Thira Vanachari Yamuna Yamuna Thira Vanachari Yamuna Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajaka Ashtotera Shata Shri Srimad Bhai Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Sanstapakacharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Nitya Leela Pravishta Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Sachitananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Gaudiya Vedanta Acharya Baladev Vidyabhushan Prabhu Ki Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Ki Shri Narottam Das Thakur Ki Shri Rupsanathan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gokupinath Shyam Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhana Ki Shri Vrinda Devi Ganga Devi Jamuna Devi Bhakti Devi Ki Shri Vrindavan Dham ki, Mathura Dham ki, Mayapur Navadvip Dham ki, Shri Jagannath Puri Dham ki, Shri Dwarka Puri Dham ki, Shri Ayodhya Puri Dham ki, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gauranga Mandir ki, ISV Mandir ki, Harinam Sankirtan ki, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Samaveta Bhaktavinda ki, Samaveta Bhaktavinda ki, Samaveta Bhaktavinda ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Hare Krishna. Thank you. Dhanyavad. Gita is available? Sure. ओम अज्ञान तिमिरांधस्य, आप बोलेंगे पीछे? ज्ञान, नो मेरे पीछे बोलिए, मैं बोलूँगा आप सब. I'll what is it? Responsively. ओम अज्ञान तिमिरांधस्य ज्ञानांजन शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्. हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते. तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. सर्वेषां सुस्वागतम्. इच्छा अस्ति संस्कृत भाषायां प्रवचनं दातुं, किन्तु प्रायः सर्वेषां बोधः न भविष्यति. प्रायः I want to speak in Sanskrit, but people won't understand. Bharatiyaha api, even the Indians. Bharatiyaha. India is a word coined by the British. It came from the Sindhu River. They couldn't say Sindhu, they said Hindu. Hindu became Indus, Indus became India. But it's Bharata. Bharata is India in Sanskrit, just like in Germany is not Germany, right? Deutschland. Deutschland. And what in Spain is España. And France, Francois or something. But so, in India is not the name of the place in Sanskrit. Sanskritam is Bharata. And those who reside in Bharata, Bharatiya. That's the thing. English, Angala Bhashayam, Pravachanam Datavyam. Angala Bhashayam. I would, Hindi bhi sab log yahan, you don't know Hindi, I don't think. And I think a lot of people here who does not know Hindi, they don't. Behind you also a couple people. Rest know Hindi. Aap sab Hindi samajhte hain. Dharma sankatam, मैं क्या करूं? क्योंकि some people don't know. अंग्रेजी कौन नहीं जानते हैं, जो हिंदी जानते हैं, सब समझते हैं. So everyone knows English. Have to speak in English. दुख की बात है. हिंदुस्तान में मैं प्रवचन हिंदी में देता हूँ, भारत में. So I want to lecture on my favorite verse, but before I lecture on my favorite, I call it my favorite verse, but all of the verses are favorite verses. Not like that. Next Sunday, there's a cow culture conference. I came for that. So I have to give that an honorable mention. I was asked to speak about the cow. I think in Gita, there's only one verse, Krishi Goraksha Vanijam Vaishya Karma Svabhavajam. Is there any other verse, Prabhu, about cows in Gita? No. Goraksha, protection of cows. Why should cows be protected? Because the cow is the mother. Today's Mother's Day. You already heard the lecture. When I came in, lecture on Mother's Day was going on. There are 7 mothers. Was that mentioned in the lecture? She mentioned the 7 mothers. Good for her. Saptamataraha, 7 mothers. One is the cow, because we get milk from the cow. We get milk from our mother. The mother is the first guru. Yeah, guru means teacher. And the mother teaches us how to speak, mother tongue. Mothers don't say to the children, come here, sit on my lap. Today is lesson number 1 in grammar. I will teach you how to speak. But this nonsense is going on, teaching Sanskrit through grammar. Nobody learned Ramaha, Ramo, Ramaha. Nobody learned Sanskrit. Nobody. It's killing the language. But the language still goes on. Yeah, a lot of people speak. Because language means speaking. Bhashanam. Bhashanam is speaking in Sanskrit. So we learn how to speak from our mother. Then we can never forget. Did she mention the story of Dhruva? That when Dhruva was going to Vaikuntha Lokam, the planet of beyond this material world and the spiritual world, the Pushpaka Vimanam came, a flower airplane. And he said to those Vishnu Dutas that I won't go without my mother. My mother is my guru, Shiksha Guru. Having said all that, I have another verse that I like to talk about these days. And my friends don't know this. My friend Sri Krishna Purushottam Prabhu and Sri Ram Prabhu is the president of ISKCON Mangalore. Stand up, take a bow. he was kind enough to invite me for Rath Yatra in January. And he also was kind enough to send me to Udupi. You know Udupi Sri Krishna? It's a holy place. I've been there a number of times. I always feel blessed when I go to Udupi. So, this is the verse. Trayi mam somapav puta papa. How many people heard this verse in Gita? 1. You heard it. 2, 3, 4. Huh? You heard? Trayi mam somapav puta papa. Most devotees, they don't know what this is. That's why I like it. Trayi mam somapav puta papa. Yajñayir ishtva swargatim prartayante. Te punyam asadya surendra lokam. Yeah, how did you get that? He's expert. Ashnanti divyan divi deva bhogan. Trayi, the knowers of the 3 Vedas. Actually, there is some... Trayi means the 4 Vedas, not the 3 Vedas. But it's an interpretation. Why they say that? Because in the Vedas there are different chandas. And there are 3 main chandas, so that's why some people say Trayi Vidya, the knowledge of all Vedas, not just 3 Vedas. But Trayi means 3. So it can be interpreted both ways. Trayi mam somapav puta papa. By performing yagna, you destroy your papas, your sins. What is sin? Right? Christianity, they say we were born with sin. Right? Isn't it? What is sin? Sin means tamasic pravritti. Action in the mode of ignorance. That's what is sin. Intoxication, it's sinful. Because it induces ignorance. So we don't even take tea and coffee because caffeine, right? Caffeine is intoxicating. Any intoxicating substance, some people say sugar is intoxicating, but we don't accept that. But there's a saying in Sanskrit, you might have heard this, Ati sarvatra varjayet. Who heard this before? Oh, half of the people. Too much of anything is forbidden. Ati sarvatra varjayet. So too much sugar is not good also. Uh-huh.
So similarly in Odia it's called Ati lembu chipudile pita. That means if you squeeze the lemon too much, it will be more bitter.
Okay.
So try to refrain yourself. Don't be conjuice.
No, it comes from Sanskrit. It comes from... So, puta papa means purified of sin. So, one who gives up the tamasic pravritti, the activities of the mode of ignorance. There are 3 gunas. You heard of this? Guna? Qualities. Goodness, passion, and ignorance. This is one of the main teachings of Bhagavad Gita. You should know what is goodness. You should know what is goodness is sattva, sattvik, sattvika, sattva, sattvika. So then what is that goodness? That is also described in Gita and in other places. Pious activity, punya karma. Prapya punya kritan lokan, that's another verse in Gita. Punya kritan, those who do good things, they go to a better place. Prapya punya kritan lokan, loka means as planets. Scientists also know there are many planets in the universe, but we cannot see them, we have no experience. Pratyaksha, they see in the sky stars. But nobody can go there. But they exist. And life exists, we believe. So prapya punya kritan lokan. If you do good, urdvam gachanti satvastha. Those who are situated in goodness. This is in another place in the Gita. Urdvam, they go up. Madhye tishtanti rajasaha. Those who are in the mode of passion, which is modern society, running. I can go on and on because that's what modern society is doing. Madhye tishtanti. So after we give up this body, we get another body. That's the teaching of Gita. Vasamsi jirnani atavihaya. When these clothes get old, you put on new clothes. And when this body gets old, you take a new body. But it may not be a human body. There are many bodies. The birds, the aquatics, reptiles, insects, snakes. Right? So there are 8,400,000 species according to the Vedas, according to Vedic literature. Traividya somapaf putapapa. Yajnayad ishtva. So they performed fire sacrifice. Here, Agni is not mentioned. Fire is not mentioned. It is implied, right? It's implied because sacrifice in Vedas means Agnihotra, fire sacrifice. And when it says Ishtva, worshipping the fire, that's what it used to Ishti. You offer oblations, right? What's that called? No, Swaha is the wife of Agni, right? Ahuti. Yajnayad Ishtva Swargatim Prartayante. So they pray to go to Swarga. So where is this Swarga? This Swarga is not the Vaikuntha Lokam. It is Indra Lokam. It says again, Te Punyam Asadya Surendra Lokam. So it is qualified by the word Surendra Lokam, the planet of Indra. Indra is the Devaraj, the king of Devas, demigods. Yajnayar ishtva swargatim prartayante te punyam asadya surendra lokam ashnanti divyan divi devabogan. Diva, everyone in India knows, divangat, gone to heaven, gone to the next life. Gata, gone. Divangat. Divi, saptami ekvachanam. In grammar. Saptami is locative case. In or at. Divi. Divyan. Divya janma karma chame divyam. You heard that verse, right? Everybody who heard that verse? Almost 80-90%. My birth and activities are transcendental. And here, what does it say? Celestial. Ashnanti divyan. But those Deva Bhogan, the pleasures of the Devatas, it's in the material world. It's not transcendental. Celestial is not transcendental. One word has different meanings. One word has different meanings. Ashnanti divyan divi Deva Bhogan. So what is that Deva Bhoga? You know the story? Mahabharata story. Famous story. Mahabharata is the great history of India. Ancient India. No, nobody can tell. Interactive now. It's your chance. You know the story. He's got the mic. Yeah.
Yes, which story?
The story of Deva Bhogan. What is the pleasure of the gods? I have to tell the story.
Drinking soma juice and enjoyment with the heavenly pleasures is
What are those heavenly pleasures?
with Apsaraj and
Thank you very much. You hit the bull's eye. आप करोड़पति बन गया. बिल्कुल सही उत्तर है. Correct answer in Hindi. There's a TV show here, right? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? So they have it in India, and the host is a very famous actor, and he always says that correct answer. So he answered correctly. And the story in the Mahabharata, Arjuna is the son of Indra. And he went to the planet of Indra. How is it possible? Adbhutam. Wonderful. Remarkable. Story is in the Mahabharata. Arjuna went in his own body. Generally, you cannot go to the planet of Indra in this body. You have to leave this body. And you have to go, your soul goes in another body. It's a material body, but it's a better body than this body. Beyond human life. That's called the demigods. Exceptional case. Arjuna is an exceptional case. Somehow he went to Indraloka. What happened? You know what happened, right?
yes, Prabhu, but you say it better.
Okay. Thank you. Dhanyavad. Not like that, but anyway. I'm sitting in the chair, so it's my responsibility to tell you. So Indra welcomed him. My son, so nice that you're here. Now that you've come here, Ashnanti Divyan, Divi Deva Bhogan. You came to Swarga, now you have to enjoy in Swarga. So he called Apsara Urvashi. Who heard the name of Urvashi? A lot of people here. Mostly everyone heard Urvashi. So Urvashi came. Let's go and enjoy. Arjuna bowed down. You're my mother. Mother's Day. Hey! Mother's Day. Somebody told me you have to talk about Mother's Day. It came. Arjuna bowed down. She wanted to enjoy man-woman relationship. I don't want to use the S word. Arjuna bowed down, you're my mother. Why? Because Urvashi was married to his ancestor Pururava. This is a story in the Bhagavatam, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the Mahabharata. Urvashi got angry. What? You don't want to enjoy with me? Become a eunuch. What do we say here for eunuch? Eunuch is Old English, I think. What do you say? In India we have the hijras, right? No, not like that. Castrated? You should be castrated. A eunuch is a male who was castrated. It's called eunuch in Old English, archaic English. So then Arjuna begged for mercy from Indra. Indra said, okay, for 1 year, you have to be a eunuch, not for the rest of your life. So who did he become? You know the story. Brihannala. Brihannala, one of the roses fell. Brihannala was a dance and music teacher for the princess of the kingdom of Virat, Uttara. King was Uttara. Prince was Uttara, King Virat. I don't know what his name was, Virat. So Ashnanti Divyan Divi Deva Bhogan. Those who perform fire sacrifices following the Vedic system, they pray that I should be born in the Indraloka. But the next verse, next verse. Tetam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam kshine punye martyalokam vishanti. So when that punya is finished, you have to come back to this world. Kshine punye. Punya means the pious credits that you earned, you will lose them in the due course of time. Like a bank balance. Here they don't give you interest in the bank, right? Your money is there and you keep spending it. Your credit card, your debit card, ATM. I think ATM is going away, right? You don't need it. Who needs cash now? Kshine punye. Your bank balance goes away. Similarly, your punya goes away. Slowly, slowly. Martyalokam vishanti, you have to take another janma in this world. So going to Swargaloka, what is the benefit? You enjoy for some time, but then you have to come back. Evam trayi dharma manu prapanna gata gatam kama kama labante. For sense pleasure. We all want sense pleasure. Prabhupada wrote in his commentary to the Upadeshamritam, nectar of instruction. Too much prasad is sense gratification. Atyahara. Unfortunately, I am guilty as charged. To give up the desire for sense gratification, it's easier said than done. We cannot give it up easily. It's a very lofty ideal. That is the aim. But we're not able to give up these pleasures and to live very simply. Tridandi Bhikshu. Bhikshu means beggar. Right? Buddha avatar, Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. What is it? Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami. But bhikshu, they all became bhikshus, they became beggars. I will give up my family, I'll give up society and go and live in the Sangha. Sangha means association. And association of renunciates. But it's artificial. For what reason? They gave up for no reason also. Shunyavadis. They believe in nothing. So, the ultimate aim is to give up all the sense enjoyment. According to these two shlokas. And those who come into this world, right? Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityor dhruvam janma mritasya cha. For one who is born, death is certain, and for one who dies, he has to be born again and again. So punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. Again born, again die. Punarapi janani, Mother's Day. Punarapi janani jatare. Again in the womb of the mother. Mother means someone who gives birth. That is the aim of motherhood. Feminine life is to have a child. It's Saubhagyavati. A woman who has a child is fortunate, according to the Vedic concept. Saubhagyavati. You all heard this. Saubhagyavati. What was I saying before that? I lost the thread. Punarapi janani jatare shayanam. Again lie down in the womb of the mother. Mother is important. But having to stay in the womb for 9 months is miserable. Miserable. So punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. Born again, die again. Punarapi janani jatare shayanam. Again lying in the womb for 9 months. You know, we're all complaining on these international flights, right, to India. 15 hours, 16 hours. Today there's an article that they're going to put beds in economy class, but not on the main deck, in the cargo. Right? This is on CNN, on .com. I'm going to show Prabhuji when we get back. I kept it on my iPad. Because sitting like that for 15 hours, what is 9 months then? Can you imagine? How miserable that must be. In fact, in the Bhagavad, there's a prayer. I will never come back here. And as the moment the jiva, who's in a different body, male or female body, and they're born, they forget. And in the Gita, it says that. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacharjuna. We have both taken many janmas, right? Bahuni. Bahuni in Sanskrit, many. May I, vyatitani, have passed. Hindi mein vyatit ho chuke hain. Bahuni mein vyatitani janmani. Janmani, bahuvachanam, many janmas, many births. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tava cha Arjuna. Oh Arjuna, you and I both have had many janmas. Tani janmani, all of those janmas. Very good. Aham Veda, I know, I remember them. Natvam Veda, you do not remember. So that's the difference between Nara and Narayana. We are the Naras, human beings. He is Narayana, Krishna. He knows. We do not know. And we probably will never know. Matasmatir jnanam apohanam cha. From me comes forgetfulness. Prabhupada said that if we remembered all of our janmas, we would go mad. Yeah, you know that. How, we can, even this janma, so many things happened. We don't remember this. What we ate 2 months ago on this day, nobody can remember. Right? If there was a food festival, it's a different thing. What's the time limit? I think it's getting close to... I have 2 minutes. What about questions? 2 minutes. No, we can open it up for questions then. I mean, let me string it all together. So the conclusion of all of this, Trayimam somapav putapapa, yajñayarištva svargatim prartayante, te punyam asadya surendra lokam, ashnanti divyan divi deva bhogan, te tam bhuktva svarga lokam vishalam kshine punye martya lokam vishanti. What does it mean? There was a book, Coming Back, right? Don't come back. That's what it means. But it's not easy. Just like nowadays it's easy to get a PhD. There are so many PhDs. Used to be very difficult. And in scholarship, in Sanskrit also, I'm not a scholar, I'm a conversationalist. Yeah, scholar is a different thing. Yeah, really. Like for instance, to learn the Sanskrit grammar, what do you have to do? You have to study, first undergraduate study, memorization of almost 4,000 sutras, Ashtadhyayi, Panani Ashtadhyayi. And the Dhatu Pat, 2,000 Dhatus. And after you did that, is it over? No. Patanjali, you know Patanjali now, it's a very famous medical, Ayurvedic products. No, but Patanjali wrote Yoga Sutras, right, but this is not the Yoga Sutras. Patanjali Mahabhasha, the great commentary on Panani. These were Medhavi, very intelligent persons, rishis. Is that the end of it? No. There's even more books. Lagu Shabdendu Shekhara, Brihad Shabdendu Shekhara. Postdoctoral research. Postdoctoral research. Who's going to memorize all that? Yeah, a few scholars in India memorized it. How to get moksha? That is the question. So that we don't have to come back. Krishna says, Antakale chamameva smaran mukva kalevana. It's easy to say that, but to do it, we don't know. But we have to practice. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And there's one other word, Narayana. Why did I say that? Because Ajamil said Narayana. That's why. Okay, Hare Krishna.
So maybe we can take one question. So if
one question, wow. Time is up. Okay. People can ask question after that. Yeah, sure.
Use any microphone and ask.
You have the mic. Is there another mic? Oh, there is another mic. Oh, okay. Yeah. You got the only one question.
Prabhuji, you stopped at Matta Smrita Jnana Mapohanam cha Vedaisya Sarvair Hame Vedanta Krik Veda Videvachaham. So, I mean, again, it all comes back to knowing, right?
Right. Okay.
I mean, if you're not coming back, what's the point in knowing?
Oh, I see. No, knowing means... It's like, you're preparing for the exam. So if you don't know, how can you pass the exam? Right? The idea of knowledge is there's some pariksha. Even in Sanskritam, but in Vedic, they have a pariksha, no? Veda, they have, what do they call it? I'm forgetting the name. They have parikshas, they have examinations. They don't have a written like modern education, but they test the knowledge. Similarly, Krishna's tests, Antakale chamameva. Did you remember me? So you have to know in order to prepare for that time. Isn't it? Right, okay, well, it's not easy, but we have to prepare. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you to the... Thank you for the opportunity, to the organizing committee or whoever is in charge.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji, for visiting. And during Prasadam time, Prabhuji will be available outside. So if those who would like to interact, could not ask questions, you are most welcome to join him. Thank you very much. So we'll go for Artik now.
If you want. Yeah. Gaur Arati? Yeah. The boys can play them in the music. Yeah. I'll just sing.
Thank you. So you have...
Someone else can play cartels.
Yeah.
I don't need. Ready? Start? Yeah. Okay. We're waiting for the shank. Oh, okay.
You come to the side.
We need to put up. Jayo Jaya Gaura Chandera Tika